Okay, so there we go. Orders. All right, so things are looking good here. Let's try again. Let me refresh. And then this time I will select a country. And what else? Oh, I see here what's going on. Let me come down here for a second. So let's go to checkout view. Where is this? Checkout view, yes. So here what I want to do is when I send the data, where is under result? Yeah, there we go. So ID. Get states ID. Okay. So what I need to do is go to the Ajax for the checkout. There we go. And then load countries, get state ID. Oh, so this is why I had used the ID. I see the predicament here. Okay, so let's go to the table for a second here. So the ID, wait a minute, where is this? Countries, yes. Okay, so all we have to do is change this get states. So I'm going to go to the countries class, and there's get states here with the ID. So it's no longer an ID now, it's the state name. So I'm going to remove this and put add slashes instead, like so. Okay, so the ID is the name, so let's change this reference to country, like so. So select all from states. Yeah, so this makes things a little bit more complex. So what we have to do now is read from the country table, and then we get the ID from there, and then that's the ID we're going to use here. So it's not really a big deal. We can do it. So let me copy that, put it here. And then I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to say check here. Okay. And then I'm going to ask the question if is array check, so which means things worked out, then that's when we're going to do this. And then here the ID is going to be equal to so first of all, let me say array is equal to false, so that I clear anything in there. And then I'm going to say array ID is equal to check, the first item in check, and the ID. Okay, so that solves the problem here. Yeah, I think using data will be better so that we can return whether no, actually that's not true. Let's do this. Let me say data is equal to false as well, so that even though we don't go through here, we still have something to return. Okay, so goody here. The only thing is we have to change the query here. So select all from countries where country, is that it? Yep, country. Where country is equal to country. Okay, like that. Alrighty then. I don't know why we're even ordering this. We're just supposed to say limit 1 like that. Alright, I think this works out fine. So let's give it a shot again and see what is going on. So refresh. Let me select an actual country. And I'm still not getting some results. Okay, so in a situation like this, let's see if, first of all, yeah, so what I want to do is to echo out the query here like that, and then die like this. Then I will watch the result in my console just to be sure of what I'm doing. So I'm going to select and click here. And so the query says select all from countries where country is equal to country limit 1. So that's okay. I want to look at what's inside country here. For a second, let me put that there. And then I'll do exactly the same thing, refresh, and try to run it again. So there's South Africa there. Good, 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 good. So if we go to our, oh, South Africa, but this one has no space. And why is that? That's very weird. So let me inspect this a little bit. Inspect element. So name is country. Click in there. The value is South Africa. Okay, so the value is correct, but I think the way we are collecting the data is the problem. So let me remove that. So I'm going to go back to the checkout view right here. So get states ID. Let me call it country instead. So like so. Yeah, so get states. So maybe it's the trim that's trimming things that we don't want to trim. So I'll remove that for a second. And then let's give it another shot. So refresh. Let's try again. South Africa. Nope. Oh, no, 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 no. All right, so the key in being a good programmer is to persist when you have such errors, right? So let me get it back to trim. And let's see the checkout Ajax page. Where are we? There we go. Okay. So right here, data type, and then ID, right? Countries, get state, ID, ID. Okay, so let me echo the ID from here and die. I just want to see it from there. So refresh, select, inspect, console. Okay, so at least we are getting an error, so this is good. So uncaught error, object of class standard class could not be converted to a string on line 10. Okay, this is more interesting now. Oh, so this is a class, yes. So let's do a print R, like so. That way we see, even though it's a class, we can see what's going on. Refresh, click again. Okay, so the ID comes in as South Africa without a space there. So that's where the problem is. By the time it gets here, it's already been trimmed. So why is that? That's the question. All right, so it means when we are sending the data, that's where the problem is. So let's go back to the view right here. Let's do an alert. So alert, country, like so. Okay, so one more time, persistence is key. Okay, so there we have a gap. So this is good. But so where does the gap disappear from? Let me try this. Copy country.trim like that. Okay. Refresh. Let's try that. No, that's not what's causing the problem. So in here, for some reason, the data is being sent properly. in its entirety here. But when it gets to, oh, there's this part here, send data, right? So let's see, probably this is where the issue is.